Hello, and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video with me, Elven Dragon, here on Shadowlands SMP with Feed the Beast Skies 2. So last episode we went and attempted to try and get some diamonds. We got some bees, or tried to get some bees, and ended up just going exploring and getting a bunch of good stuff, including some villagers, so we can hopefully get some more diamonds once we can actually convert emeralds into diamonds. But since then, I have been busy working on the island. We've gone and expanded it up. I've continued trying to get bees and have discovered that we can just fish bees out from the ocean here. So if we use our little pond down there, we will get some bees. I did get one. We do actually have a little bit of honey in the hive, not enough to actually harvest. And since then, I have no idea where the bee has gone. So we may have to move that campfire down. I think it may have gotten stuck on there. No idea. But today, what we're going to end up doing is I think we're going to take a trip to the Nether and try and get a few things so we can make some polymorphic fuel or polymorphic fluid and get ourselves some diamonds. That way we can actually start moving on here and actually getting some stuff done. So in our massive island expansion, I've gone and marked a few things out. So we've got a section here for our end portal. We've got a little space here for our Nether portal. What I want to do with this is we've got plenty of lava, we've got plenty of cobblestone. We'll just go and make this into a nice big portal here. I want to wait till that lava disappears so we don't have a bunch of cobblestone down there. But I want to make our base here just out of lava because we don't have a whole bunch of obsidian right now. So we'll have to go and maybe get some more. We got a bunch from the islands. We got a diamond furnace from one of the islands. So that's going to be super useful. Got that set up. It's what we've been using to go and start smelting stuff because it's a little bit faster. We also found some earth, air, water, and fire seeds. So we have those essences as well. And all in all, just been working on expanding this whole island here. We've got some stuff marked out for netherite farms. We've got some space marked out for our villagers. Lots of good stuff. This is really going to help us a lot with getting a few things, especially starting to decorate up this island. So it's not just one big dirt blob. So we've been busy trying to get this place at least planned for decorations. Again, just more fishing and everything else. Again, this little pool here will give us bees occasionally. So we've seen prismarine bees, we've seen water bees. Haven't seen any of the other types. Don't want to do too much fishing over here right now because we don't have any good way of picking up any bees. And all in all, things have been going pretty well. So all that remains is we just need to get the portal built up. And it should just be simple drip into the nether. And hopefully we can get some nether wart. I know we can get soul sand from our little market over there. I did check on that, and that is just a few emeralds. We only need one for getting more nether wart, so that's fine. All in all, quite happy with how this is turning out. We've got a nice big island, we've got plenty of resources, and I really think the island is coming along quite well. There's a few areas we still need to complete, but they shouldn't be too bad, and they include resources that we will eventually get passively anyway. So if we look on our map here, we've got bits of path here. We have actually run out of andesite, so we'll have to go and... Oh, look, there's a prismarine bee. We'll have to go and capture that guy some point. But anyway, so we need to get a bit more andesite or craft it. I think we can do that using quartz with cobblestone. I don't quite know the crafting recipes for the different stone variants. But that's not that big of a deal right now. It is only decoration. I thought I had a flint and steel in one of these chests. Alright, flint and steel should just be a normal nether thing. I didn't see anything that suggested that it wasn't. Make sure that we have our jetpack on us though. I took it off just so we didn't run through all of our power while jumping around here. And now I have to figure out where I put it. So with that on, let's go see what we got in the nether. We did get this infinite ham, so now we've got infinite food. Of course it's a void nether. Why wouldn't it have been a void nether? And a basalt delta too. So I guess we'll just have to pick a random direction and fly in it. and see what we can find. Hopefully this won't take too long to do. I know it did take a while for us to find the first island. Oh, looks like we've got something near us. Is that a fortress, maybe? Not quite sure. I think it's above us. I don't see it below. So let's go and... Yep, there it is. Okay. Let's see what this thing is. Doesn't look like a fortress, but modded structures can be a little different. They'll probably tell us once we land. Nether Sky Village. Okay. Don't see any villages, but there's lots of bookshelves here. Those would be really useful. So let's go ahead and poke around and see what we can find. Looks like this one seems to be crimson themed. So it looks like those are just dead ends with nothing. So let's try this way. This looks like it goes on quite a bit farther. Oh, good. There's a chest. That's actually kind of a cool concrete design there. Alright, netherwood saplings, a smithing template, and a lodestone. So these might be some nice. Let's see how they look. I've been just growing random trees that we've gotten out in the world. Just been trying to get as many saplings as we can. That way we have as many different building blocks as we can and have as many options as we can possibly get. Netherite upgrade, that'll be nice. This isn't bad loot for this area. Looks like we got some netherite dust as well and a magnet. Looks like a decent sword if it wasn't Bane of Arthropods. So I'm quite happy with how that is. Let's go and turn that magnet on and go and stick it in our trinkets. That way we can pick up anything we drop. And that looks like we have nether wart over there. Excellent. It looks like, is that a free brewing stand? That'll be nice once we actually get some blaze powder to be able to power it. Looks like we got plenty of nether wart around here. This should keep us supplied for a nice long time. And it's even got soul sand to go with it. So let's grab as much of this as we can. Actually, let's just grab that soul sand as well. Alright, that'll be good. Hopefully we can find blaze rods or blaze powder in one of these chests. I don't know. Hopefully, because that's what we need to get the polymorphic fuel. I'm gonna poke around here, see what we can find. Hopefully we'll get some blaze ingots, otherwise we're gonna, or hopefully we can find some blaze rods or something. That way we can actually get that goo, and then I'll be back. Alright, so after a bit of exploration later, we managed to get quite a few things. We managed to get tons of quartz, enough nether wart for us to make our little farm. Probably going to end up doing. We got a decent copper sword. We apparently have a quantum goat in our little area here. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff here. Little blocks of gold, which we're definitely going to need. Pig step. A bunch of semi-decent bows and swords and such for us to try. We got a bunch of artifacts. No, what's this rage globe? Ooh, yes, we definitely want that. Got a mega torch so we can stop stuff from spawning in a decent area. Some more gems. Decent amount of netherrack. And a decent amount of netherite destination debris. And all in all, good amount of stuff. So we now have netherite before we even have diamonds. But what I'm thinking is we're just gonna go and dig out this little space here. Put in our soul sand into this area here, and this is where we're going to plant our nether wart. We've got enough to make what we need anyway. But the issue is the blaze rods. So we don't have enough blaze rods. We have one thing that we could turn into blaze rods if we get another one from some magma cubes we found in a bastion. But that's also currently guarded by a netherite monstrosity, and I'd rather not go in there just yet. So the other option that we can do is we could go the bee route of getting magmatic bees, for which we need this nether brick nest, which we did grab some nether bricks to attract a magmatic bee, which we can then breed with a nomad bee to get a blaze bee. What's the flower here? Magma block? We can get a magma block. That's easy enough. Okay, we can do that. we just need to get some bees, and we need to actually get our bees set up. So we did get a silk touch pickaxe from a chest, so that'll help us just move around campfires. So now hopefully we can actually get some bees in here and not have them mysteriously disappear. So I guess I'm gonna go fishing for a bit, try and get ourselves another bee, and hopefully we can get that magmatic bee, because we've got a little bit that we need to go before we can get our bee cages, which will make working with and moving around all of the bees that we get quite a bit easier, especially if we can get the advanced ones. So we need these beehives with the expansion boxes. We'll need to make an area for that. I'm thinking this little area here is going to be for our beehives or little bee nests. So small little apiary there. And then back here, behind here, we'll put in our massive bee area that we're going to put in with all the bees that we can put. So that'll be the whole area for the orchard. We'll figure out some paths going in through there maybe at some point. But I think that'll work. So I've got a bit of fishing to do, a bit of building to do, because we got to put in some new fences around here, finish some stuff off, and a bunch of dirt. And then I'll be back once we're ready to capture ourselves some bees. Alright, so just a little bit later, we have our bees all ready. For some reason, our regular bees keep going missing. I have checked underneath the island. They are not there. So we'll have to, I guess, fish up another bee to get more bees. But for right now, we just have this little space here. I want to kind of keep these contained until we can get some simulation upgrades, so that we don't have to have the bees actually leave the hive. So that means that all of our bees are going to be in this small little box. But we've got an oak beehive with an expansion box. Have our sponge bee in there for right now. So we have space for bottles and honey. And then we have our feeding slab here, which is all set up for sponge bee and regular bees. We also have a piece of netherwort here for our magmatic bee, block of quartz for a crystalline bee, and we have the glowstone here for the glowstone bee, but we're going to take that out right now so we can actually have the magmatic bee in there. So there we go. Just need to go and put down our nests. So we need a dirt nest somewhere. I want to kind of work some of these more natural ones into the terrain. So like an oak nest we'll put in an oak tree. This dirt nest, though, needs to go somewhere in the dirt. So let's put it here. Our honey treat, that'll take quite a while to attract something. So while we wait, we'll go and do the nests that we can actually get fairly quickly, because we have plenty of attraction items for those. So out here in the nether, we have just a small little platform here. I didn't want to do anything too big, since this is a basalt delta. But we have 3 nests here. So we have our nether brick nest, which needs... Oh, will this open up? Cool. So this needs magma cream to attract our magmatic bee, which is the most important one. So we can easily speed this up. We have a quartz nest that will attract a different bee. I believe that one's the crystalline bee. And then we have our glowstone nest here, which will light this area up apparently, which we can use glowstone on to attract the glowstone bee. So if we just wait about a minute or so here, we'll get both of these. We have bee cages here to trap our bees. Gonna need probably more glowstone to get the glowstone bee quickly, but we'll get that in a little bit, just because I don't want to get too many bees right now and to try and juggle and transport all of them here. And there we go. There's the crystalline bee. I already grabbed the magmatic bee when it popped out, so we now have just about everything. We still need to get an ashy mining bee to get the nomad bee to show up, so we can actually breed the magmatic bee. But for now, we actually have a decent collection of bees here. So we have the crystalline bee here because we need that in order to get the inferium bee. So basically, the inferium bee, we needed a Prospera bee spawn egg to get the spawn egg for it. Prospera bee, we can only get by transforming the crystalline bee. So we'll need a prosperity block for that, but I'm not going to worry too much about getting prosperity bee right now. Right now, we have 3 bees in our beehive. Hopefully that means that they will fill this up quickly. It's nice actually getting some honeycomb and honey bottles from this. But eventually we'll get various combs and other blocks. The sponge bee should produce sponges for us. Not that we are in desperate need of more sponges. But we can see what bees we have in there. And then we can put them into the centrifuge, which needs a bit of power here. So that'll just transform them into our resources and some honey. We managed to get a powered one from one of the loot things, which is going to be really nice. It means we can skip the initial one. But we also have the speed upgrade in here that we got. That means that we'll get that as well, so it'll be even faster. And I'm really excited. But for now, we just need to wait and see what our dirt nest comes up with. Hopefully we actually get bee we want. There's about 3 different bees. I do kind of want all of them, but specifically the ashy mining bee is the one that we need to actually do something with. So I'm going to wait for that, and then I'll be back once we actually have a nomad bee. Alright, so I've been over here for a bit waiting for a nomad bee to spawn. Looks like we do have one and it's wandered off. But while we've been over here, we've gotten a wandering trader with a few useful things, including diamonds. So, a couple things I want to get. I want to get this mysterious cube and the explorer's compass. Also snag the mage bloom seeds and some dreadful dirt. So we want 2 gold coins and 2 of our silver coins. So let's get mysterious cube. We'll need that later. Explorer's compass. And we'll get a little bit of dreadful dirt. That'll allow us to get a few more hostile mobs. We'll grab a delightful dirt as well just to have some. And why not some skystone? That way we can actually get more skystone. But that gets us the diamonds that we needed. And a bunch of other stuff. So we're just going to store most of that for right now. And go capture that nomad bee so we can get ourselves that blaze bee. Since we do still need the blaze bee. Alright, so we've got 1 nomad bee captured. So this thing is still a child. So it is still incredibly small. Doesn't seem like it tells us how long it's going to take for it to grow up. But once it does, we'll be able to breed it, get the blaze bee, and hopefully go from there. Almost forgot that we do actually need another diamond, because we need 1 for the infusion crystal here, from which we can make more of our higher tiers of essence. And then we can make some diamond seeds, and then we'll have infinite diamonds, which will be very, very nice. So for that, we need a bit of prosperity ore. So I've been gathering a little bit of that. And we need some of our massive piles of inferium essence. We have quite a bit here, so we probably have enough for a quarter of the way to some diamond seeds. But that gets us at least started. Still have a long way to go to get the unlimited one. But we do have somewhat of a start because we do have a few of the lower essences here. So hopefully we can get that. And we can also always just put in more hose into our harvester pylon to get more of our inferium automatically. So not doing too bad, I don't think. So I'm gonna go ahead and craft up the essence that we have and try and get enough to get the diamond seeds. But I think that that is probably going to be about it for today. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to see more of what is going on this island, and I will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.